welcome back to Sound Advice. I am Game Goth, and this is Alex.
Hi. Hey everyone. Hey everybody.
Would you prefer if you said, and I am Alex, or do you want me to keep saying?
You can say whatever the hell you want.
Okay.
Or you can let me say it. You know what? You can just say it. You should say it. You're the host.
Sure. Great. I'll keep doing that then.
Yeah, thank you.
How about a voiceover?
We got the peanut gallery over here.
Quiet, Paulo.
Quiet on the set.
And here's Alex.
Okay, we're not going to do voiceovers. That's it takes away from the sort of
That wouldn't really make sense, but maybe I'll try it.
Yeah, maybe you can try that.
Oh, okay.
I'll
So
take his advice.
we're back with Misanthropunks Volume 2.
Yeah, Volume 2, bitches.
You got 3 more bands lined up for us, huh?
Yes, we do.
Okay, let's jump right into it.
All right. So the first band is really dialing it. Well, actually, it's not really. It's about the same year as Flipper from the last episode. So early '80s. It's a band called The Sickness from Boston, and really they're more Misanthropunks for what they became after they were in The Sickness, which was a sort of short-lived, fucked up punk rock band that they were in. But this really sets the sort of standard for what they would go on to do in the rest of their career as Kill Slug and Upside Down Cross.
Ooh, well, let's start the song. We can talk about all that and more.
Let's do it, man.
Do you have an ad?
I'm ready. Nope.
Okay, and 3, 2, 1, play. So, you said the members of this band, do you know their names?
Well, Larry Lifeless is the sort of the lead singer, Larry Lifeless, which is another excellent punk rock. That's not the name his mother gave him.
Sure.
That's the chosen name, punk
Right.
rock name, I guess. And a couple other members, who were kind of stuck around for a while, but there were always different people playing with this guy, Larry Lifeless, sort of dragged this band into multiple iterations, and it became Kill Slug, and it became Upside Down Cross after that. Different members, but always Larry Lifeless. This was sort of his, I don't know, like he just, again, one of those disturbing people, who's hilarious and everybody loves him, but he is part of the punk rock scene and sort of clownish, I guess, but also like very completely deranged and wonderful performer and totally committed to what he's doing. This song is called Corpsemonger, though. It's about fucking dead bodies, It's just basically, that's all it's about. And, in that sense, it's a little bit more of a traditional punk rock song.
Wait, what? How?
Well, it's shocking and silly, and it's a little bit more sort of gimmicky, dare I say, but it's so well done. I mean, it's hilarious and brilliant. I mean, I am a corpsemonger, I have a corpse hunger is the chorus, and I gotta think for dead flesh, I don't want it if it's too fresh. I mean, just silly lines like that really just work, and really repellent stuff,
When you hear lyrics that when
need a lyric sheet is Misanthropunk, because you can clearly hear what's being shouted at you in every song. And that's an interesting thing about Misanthropunk that sort of turned me off at first, is how high the vocals are in the mix. I kind of like the vocals to be a little bit more segregated from the mix so that I can really hear the guitars, which is what I really like to hear, and the rhythm section of the music, right? But they insist in Misanthropunk sort of style tradition on like putting those lyrics, those songs, the vocals really high in the mix, and it can be a little off-putting at first, but make no mistake, you will hear what they are saying, and so I think your question is moot in this.
Well, maybe I couldn't
discussion.
Really tell what they were saying because
I'm yapping over.
Because you're endless.
A font of
rant.
useless information. Is,
right.
Basically.
Yammering in my ear, and I couldn't pay attention. Cool. Let's start the next song.
On that note, let's do that. So the next song is a link that I provided to you, Game Goth, for a song that does not exist by itself on YouTube, so it must be listened to as part of the entire 7-inch record on which it was released.
Oh, that's why when I clicked the link, it started in the middle
That's
of the...
exactly right. So if you're gonna, you can use the same link and hopefully it'll work and it'll take you to the point in the 7-inch record. That's one video on YouTube that plays the song Robots, but it's Church Police Robots, and you have to turn it up pretty loud too to hear it because it's sort of slammed a fucking...
Where are these guys from?
These guys are from, they're from back in California, from the bedroom community suburbs around San Francisco. I think they're from Concord, California?
Concrete?
Concord.
Oh.
Or Antioch or something? No, not Antioch. Concord, yeah, which is like one of the East Bay suburbs, you know. Very suburban. And,
I think suburbia produces some of the most misanthropic people.
You're absolutely right. I think, and you'll find that with most of the bands that we've, out of 6 bands we've done, I think arguably the most, the most deranged are the ones that came from the suburbs. Like No Trend, I wouldn't want to, they're terrifying. These guys are absolutely horrifying when they want to be too. They're also extremely silly when they want to be. So you get the best of dorky white boys from the suburbs with these bands.
Were any of these bands political in their messaging or in their action outside of music, or were they most, or no?
Well, it would be inherently absurd to try to get up on a stage and preach to an audience using punk rock as if you were Bono from U2 or something. Like, none of these bands would engage in such... None of these bands would lower themselves or treat their audience that way. They knew that it was absurd to do that. I mean, there's nothing more embarrassing than, a rock and roller up on a stage, before he or she goes home and, or goes back to the hotel and trashes it, does a bunch of fucking cocaine, telling you how to vote. I mean, that's just, that's insulting.
How do you feel about
Razors are for eyes. Razors are for eyes. Razors are for eyes. Razors are for eyes.
Destroy society and destroy humanity. So that's the end. So again, I talked over the whole thing, but that song is, it's absurd. It's absurdity. I mean, it's like fucking Monty Python, but it's done in this sort of scary and insistent, deranged, focused way. And it's hard to imagine the level of vitriol, these days when it's not particularly in vogue to express your vitriol in public and on a stage especially. And, it's not done, when it is done, it's not done with any particular amount of, finesse.
Why
which I feel like these bands have it. They
Why
have the
is
finesse.
that? Why can't you do that?
Because it's, I think punk rock, in this era, something to coalesce around. If you were upset about the Reagan administration, if you were upset about stupid, trendy, bullshit, shitty bands, if you were upset about, what was going on in El Salvador or whatever, you would have a place to go to articulate that with other like-minded people and an audience that was built in and ready to see it.
So it attracted people who were attuned to by all the bad stuff and disillusioned by it, but still wanted to have a good time.
That's probably a pretty good summation of it. Mm-hmm.
Let's start the next song.
All right, the grand finale here. This is little band from St. Louis. It's Drunks with Guns, and this is wonderful Subdivision.
And 3, 2, 1. Let's let it play for 15 seconds.
I think this is a good one to let play for 15 or more seconds.
Ooh, I like that.
What the song what I said.
What? Where are they from?
St. Louis.
Does St. Louis have a... Oh wait, I want to hear him sing.
Okay.
And wonderful Subdivision.
Did St. Louis have a I don't know if vibrant is the word, but a vibrant punk scene back in the day?
Nope. They had jack shit pretty much. I mean, there were a couple bands. There's a band called Max Load from the late 70s, early 80s, but they were more from, I think, East St. Louis, which is technically in the wrong side of the river or whatever. From they were in Illinois, I believe. Is that right? Yeah. East St. Louis is in Illinois. It's interesting little fucking tidbit. Kind of like Kansas City is partially in Kansas and partially in what's the border state? Kansas?
I don't know.
Christ. Come on, you lived there, Vinny. I mean, not Kansas, but in
Who's that?
Chicago. Vinny, Game Goth.
I don't know. I mean, I know.
You look a lot like a friend of
I
mine.
know who that is.
I mean, I've done this before.
He's not here.
You look a lot like a guy that I usually know, but...
The guy who lives upstairs, yes.
But anyway, yeah, these guys...
So what was wrong with this lead singer? What was his damage?
Mike Droskisil was, he's just an asshole. I mean, he's just a punk rock asshole, but, he was like the rest of them. I mean, I don't know. They looked around and they hated what they saw. And but yet they were able to be lighthearted about it. So you get a song like this, and, this band is,
Who do you think that he listened to and was like, I want to sound like them?
Well, he's a gigantic Misfits tattoo and has for years on his, before it was cool to get sleeves, this guy's got a massive Misfits tattoo, so I think you probably like the Misfits. I mean, these guys listen to Flipper for sure, and the Misfits, and the guitar player Stan Seitrich and the bass player Mike DeLeon are absolute fucking geniuses. They listen to God knows what. I mean, they were probably listening to everything from the bands I just mentioned to Black Flag certainly to shit I was making fun of last time, Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Do you think that they listened to
Public Image Limited shit like post-punk and stuff. Also, No Trend listened to a lot of post-punk. I think post-punk as it developed in England specifically after the Sex Pistols really influenced a lot of this punk rock, because it really is this is a band that has a Dumbo drum and bass sort of combination. It works beautifully. It's like you fucking swing your hip to it. It sounds insanely big, but it's still really dumb and simple. But it's minimalistic and beautiful and perfectly complements the shit you're listening to. But at the same time, there's this complexity in the sort of influences of the British post-punk that was happening, and Public Image Limited, which is Johnny Rotten's band after Sex Pistols, put their first stuff out in '78.
I know that because of you.
Unfortunately, I guess that is true.
More useless information.
Yeah, that's right.
To do with.
I'm gonna dump your head full of it, man, if you let me. But this song, Wonderful Subdivision, it's...
What's it? Do you know what it's about?
It's about, American life in the suburbs. It's about everything and nothing. It's about with all these bands, they're funny. You'll laugh at them. I mean, you will laugh about what you're listening to, and you'll laugh at the sort of human condition of despair and bullshit that,
If you can get past the...
it's abrasive. If you can get
the
past the abrasions.
Yes. It's a good way to put it.
It definitely shreds your eardrums a new asshole, but you need it, and they're not telling you anything that's bad. They're telling you everything that's great, and unless you don't if you're like a positive person, if you insist on being that, then you're not going to enjoy it, because it just is affirmations of negativity. The music has to be completely fucking bent and fucked up, and I think I described it last time, filthy and vile guitar tones, lumbering rhythm sections, deranged, feral, unstable, demented, degenerate, scary, evil, nasty, and or very annoying, but always heavily psychedelic, acid damaged. It's fun to get stoned and listen to it. Overall fucked up and deeply weird musical atmosphere of filth. Bad filth, true filth, the kind that makes you think something's genuinely wrong with these people, and I want to stay as far from them as possible, but then you laugh at it because it's they're obvious. You are now along for the ride when you sort of get on that level with this music, and listen to it enough, or not at all. I mean, the first time you listen to it, you'll have that experience. Maybe if you're an open-minded punk fan or a fan of any music. It's punk rock is a brutal, brain-tickling cartoon show made in hell.
Well, this has been fun.
Yeah.
Normally I have a sign-off. Let me see if I can whip one up real quick. Maybe this Misanthropunk music has you down in the pits, or maybe this Misanthropunk music is too nihilistic and pessimistic for your tastes, or maybe your taste buds are tickled pink. Either way, that was bad.
No, I think that's a good point. I think your taste buds, when they, if you can't tickle them pink, you might as well shear them off. Eat shit and die.
This has been Sound Advice. Thank you.
Thank you.